Qingyi is bait and the easiest skip I've ever made on a banner. Yeah, Floss, I gotta be honest, bro. This video aged like M6 Ellen. What's up, guys? It's Flossin. And I never thought I'd say this, but I might have to pull for my biggest op, man. So Evelyn's banner just dropped a couple days ago, and with it comes Qingyi's rerun. And I've been seeing a lot of comments asking me if my opinion on Qingyi has changed. Is she worth pulling? Is she still good now that we've moved past the anomaly meta? So I figured now is the perfect time to talk about Qingyi's value, especially since this rerun might be a turning point for a lot of players. If you guys end up enjoying this video, don't forget to drop a like and subscribe. It's completely free and lets me know that you enjoy this type of content. Now, with formalities out of the way, let's talk games. Alright, so let's talk about Qingyi, the past versus the present. So when Qingyi first dropped, I kinda wasn't feeling it. And honestly, it wasn't even really about her. It was just the timing of her release. Back in 1.0 leading to 1.1, everyone was still figuring Zenless out. Texts for characters weren't really discovered yet, and we were still in that gacha honeymoon phase where everything felt new and fresh. But with that gacha honeymoon phase comes resource management, and back then, resources were pretty tight. You couldn't just casually build whoever looked fun. You really had to plan carefully, or your account would be too spread out to clear content efficiently. So for me, I had just pulled Juyu in and invested into a team with Nicole and Ambi. So with Qingyi's rerun right after that, I couldn't justify pulling her. Not really because Qingyi was bad, but because it felt more like wrong place, wrong time. Also on top of that, the anomaly meta came into play, with new characters like Jane, Bernice, Yanagi. Qingyi being a stunner didn't really fit into that at all. Anomaly teams need constant on-field uptime to fill the anomaly bar. Meanwhile, stunners operate differently. They set up burst windows by being on-field. So at that time, Qingyi just didn't seem like she had much to offer for me. But looking back on everything, Qingyi was always solid. It just kind of took time for her strengths to shine. The biggest key reason why Qingyi is so good is her additional ability. Unlike most agents, she doesn't need a shared attribute or faction to activate it. Instead, this ability activates with any attack agent. That's huge, because attack agents deal most of their damage in stun windows. Qingyi literally tells these characters, hey, put me on a team so you can hit harder. And I'm sure everyone knows now that her buffs are absolutely insane. Qingyi provides an 80% stun multiplier increase, a buff that every attack agent benefits from, 20% more days on her basic attacks, which you'll be using 99% of the time you play her, and on top of that, her attack scales off her impact, meaning while she's taking up field time, she's also dealing damage. Now, I think this was already pretty strong on release, but what really made me want Qingyi even more was the ultimate system changes we got in 1.4. If you weren't around for patch 1.4, I'll give you a quick breakdown. Back then, teams only shared one ultimate. You built energy as a team, and when the gauge filled, you had to choose one character to use it. So obviously, everyone just funneled their ultimate into their DPS. There was basically zero reason to use it on a stunner or support. But after 1.4, each character now gets their own ultimate, and Qingyi was one of the biggest winners from this change. Why? Well, before 1.4, she was actually one of the slowest stunners when it came to building up the stun gauge. But now, with her ultimate in use, Qingyi builds stun way faster than before. This means less time on field, and more time for your DPS to attack during burst windows. So while her kit was always strong, the ultimate changes really increased her overall value in my eyes. Alright, so we talked about how Qingyi has improved, but how does she stack up against other agents? More specifically, Ambi and Trigger. I'll start with Ambi first, cause I think it's the easiest to get out of the way. Look, I'll be real. Ambi is great, but Qingyi is just better. While Ambi is reliable at what she does, she's also very basic. Just stun the enemy. Nothing more, nothing less. Meanwhile, newer stunners like Caesar and Lighter just provide way more. Caesar gives an attack boost, and Lighter provides damage bonus and shred to fire and ice teams. It's basically impossible for Ambi to keep up with them, and her status as an A rank doesn't help her case at all. Okay, now, I want to get into the real hot take. Qingyi versus Trigger. With Trigger coming out soon, a lot of people are looking at these two as direct competitors, but if I'm being honest, I don't think that's how Hoyoverse has designed them. Think about it. If Trigger was meant to power creep Qingyi, why put them on banners so close together? That would just tank sales for one of them. And come on, this company does not want to lose money. Instead, I think Trigger is built for a completely different niche. If I had to guess, Trigger will be optimized for whatever Silver Soldier Ambi is bringing to the table. Just like how Lighter outshines Qingyi in fire comps, I think Trigger will outshine Qingyi, but only for certain playstyles. However, I do think that Qingyi will remain as the best generalist stunner. No matter what attack agent you're running, she's gonna work. Whether that's Ellen, Soldier, Harumasa, all of these characters will benefit from having Qingyi on a team. If Trigger just completely outclassed her, there'd be no reason for Qingyi to exist. So I don't think this is a hard replacement, it's just different roles. Okay, so I talked about the boring stuff. Now I want to talk about something very, very stupid. Am I pulling for Qingyi? Honestly, maybe. It's something I haven't fully decided on, but it's a decision that's been going back and forth in my head. I know that Trigger will bring something unique to the table, but my account really needs a strong stunner now. Waiting on Lighter's rerun or Trigger is an option, but I don't know if I can wait out that long. Trigger is still a ways away. At the time of this recording, she's still about a month and a half out. And Lighter, I doubt we'll see that guy soon. I'm sure that Juyuin or some other agent will rerun way before Lighter gets his second chance. But one thing I do want to emphasize is this. Please, please, please do not copy what I'm doing. What I'm planning is very greedy and very stupid. Like Mr. Pokey levels of greed and stupid. My dream scenario is this. I win a 50-50 on Qingyi, then I win a 50-50 on Ambi, and then I win a 50-50 on Trigger. Unless you have insane luck or a fat wallet, this is not a smart move. I've got over 200 pulls saved, so I can afford to gamble just a little bit, but you definitely might want to play it safe. Around this time is when we also get a live stream event about the upcoming patch, so it may benefit you more to see what Trigger will be doing before you decide to make a decision on Qingyi. But yeah, I think that's enough yapping out of me. Guys, I'm in a rough position. Although I'm really excited for Trigger and Ambi, I can't ignore the fact that Qingyi provides too much value to my account currently, and would really make my attack agents far more valuable now and for the future. It's a tough spot to be in, and because of that, this whole thing has me really, really curious. What do you guys think? How do you feel about Qingyi's rerun? Are you pulling, skipping, and do you think I should maintain the agenda for Obal Squad, or pull my biggest op in Zenless? Let me know in the comments down below. And of course, if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to drop a like down below. It's completely free and lets me know that you enjoy this type of content. Until next time though, happy gaming. Bye. And may your pulls be ever in your favor.